Yeah. Hello? Okay. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The time now is 11 a.m. Let us rise for the national anthem, please.
In this country, we pray to you, God, to help the Nigerian economy, the inflation we are in. God, we want you to intervene so that our business will be more profitable. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amen. Thank you very much, Dr. Farouk. There are 10 items of business before you today. You will all have the opportunity to move or second each motion put to the meeting and contribute as you wish. After that, there will be an opportunity for questions on each motion before a vote is taken. Please ensure that you raise your hand and receive the approval before you speak. The Registrar of Directors' shareholding is available for inspection during this meeting in compliance with Section 301, subsection 8 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, which is this. I will now proceed to introduce to you directors and acting company secretary, general counsel of your company. I'm Aliko Dangote, the chairman of your company. I think I will call, Mr. Abin Patak, who is the group managing director. Mr. Olakule Alake, non-executive director. Alaji Abdu Dantata, you are non-executive director. And then I have Mr. Ernest Evi, who is a non-executive director. Let me introduce Mr. Edward Emodeme, who is the acting company secretary. Mr. Ernest Evi is our independent non-executive director. Ms. Dorothy Udeme Ofort, she's our independent non-executive director. Mr. Emmanuel Ikazebo is non-executive director. Mr. DVG Edwin is our non-executive director. And then Mr. Alvaro Ponsioni Marian, who will be, presented to you for ratification of his appointment as a non-executive director. That's all right? Huh? Okay. Thank you very much. The following directors are attending. The meeting electronically by way of introduction. We have Ms. Sherry Blair, you are independent non-executive director. Mr. Viswanathan Shankar, you are non-executive director. Mr. Doraid Zogoni, you are non-executive director. And Ms. Velina Moreau, you are non-executive director. I wish to inform you that Mr. Philip Matthew, you are deputy group managing director, officially resigned his position effective 30th of April 2024. The board extends its appreciation to Mr. Matthew Philip for his significant contributions to the business's operation and wishes him the very best in his future endeavors. I will now proceed to introduce the members of the Statutory Audit Committee, Mr. Robert Ade Odiachi, who is the chairman of the committee, Mr. Sheriff Yusuf Majurola, and Mr. Nicholas Inyamani. Or maybe he's on his way, but you get to meet him. I would like to also introduce the representatives of NGX Regulation Limited, Mr. Bonaventure Onwuji. The Securities and Exchange is being represented by Abu Ibrahim, and the Corporate Affairs Commission is Mr. Adekule Olubumi. Our registrars, Coronation Registrars Limited, is Mrs. Sophie Paul. Our independent auditors, KPMG Professional Services, Mr. Goodluck Obi. Is he all right? Okay, then Duni Okegbe Miller. Then Ruth Ekpete. I now call on the acting company secretary to read notice of the meeting.
Good morning, Chairman.
Okay, it's okay.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board, distinguished shareholders. Notice of annual general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 15th Annual General Meeting of Dangote Cement Plc will be held on Tuesday, 28 May 2024 at Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos at 11 a.m. to transact the following business. Ordinary business. To lay the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2023, together with the report of the directors, auditor, and audit committee thereon. 2, to declare dividend. 3, to elect and re-elect directors. 4, to authorize the director to fix the remuneration of the auditors for 2024 financial year. To disclose the remuneration of manager of the company. And 6, to elect shareholder representative of the statutory audit committee. Special business. To consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution as ordinary resolution of the company. 7, to fix the remuneration of directors. To consider and, if thought fit, pass the following special resolution of the company. That the articles of association of the company be and is hereby amended as follows. By adding the following as a new Article 15 without substituting the former. General meeting and virtual participation. To the extent permitted by law, all general meeting, inclusive of annual general meeting, and any other meeting of the company may be held by teleconference, video conference, or other virtual or electronic means of communication. And any person so participating virtually shall be deemed to have attended such a meeting in person and shall be entitled to vote. B, by renumbering all the articles consecutively from 1 to 52. 9, the board of directors be and is hereby authorized to take such action as may be required to give effect to the above resolution, and the acting company secretary is hereby authorized to make any filing at the Corporate Affairs Commission that may be necessary for or incidental to giving effect to the above resolution. Thank you. By order of the board.
Thank you very much, Edward. Before we move to item 1 on the agenda, let me present to you the chairman's statement on pages 12, 13, and all. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Distinguished shareholders, pursuant to the Companies and Allied Matters Act, I hereby, yes?
I am to inform you that during the course of this meeting, that we lost a very prominent shareholder, and it is desirable to give him a minute silence. His name is Godwin Anono.
Okay, he just passed on.
And yeah, and the second thing, Farouk will handle that anyway. So okay. Godwin Anono is a very prominent shareholder. He's always attending all the meetings. And Godwin Ede, 2 of our members died.
May the gentle souls rest in peace. So we observe 1 minute silence in prayer.
Chairman, the message Sasoni Nwosu is sending to you is that once we lose our members, we don't ask questions at AGM. It is not the procedure, so that we will not ask any question. The only thing, Mr. Chairman, I will say, appealing to you, Hajia Kudaisi, who is a member of the NASCON Audit Committee, has cancer. She's in the hospital. Mr. Chairman, you have been very generous helping shareholders. Kindly, Mr. Chairman, assist her. She is right now in the hospital. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will definitely do the needful. So we observe the 1 minute silence. for the departed souls, and may the Almighty God grant their souls eternity rest. Thank you very much. May the soul rest in perfect peace. So pursuant to the Companies and Allies Matters Act, I hereby demand a poll on all items on the agenda except item 1, 5, and 6. Please note that voting for the resolutions in respect of each agenda item will be carried electronically. Each shareholder has been given a voting device, and the results will be displayed on the screen. I will now invite the registrars to provide the explanation of the electronic voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will now proceed to explain the procedures for casting your votes using the various options for shareholders attending physically here today and those remotely. For shareholders attending physically, you have been assigned a voting device that we have configured to represent your shareholding in Dangote Cement Plc. On your voting pads, the button 1A is for a yes vote, 2B is for a no vote, and 3C is for abstain vote. Once the voting commences, please press the reference button in accordance with your decision, and note that each shareholder can change their vote during the voting period. But once the voting period has ended, the last button you pressed will be recorded as your vote. For shareholders using their mobile devices, scan the QR code with your camera or visit vote.coronationregistrars.com on your phone browser. Select company event, Dangote Cement Plc. Type in your shareholder number and access code during the accreditation and press the login button. Ensure you accept the privacy policy. Once logged in, a number sign will appear at the top right corner of your device to show attendance status. When voting begins, the resolution would automatically pop up on your screen to cast your vote. Once the voting commences, the voting options for, against, and abstain will pop up on your device screen. Please click on the reference button in accordance with your voting decision. In addition to the proxies received, we will be capturing the votes of shareholders physically present at the meeting to arrive at the final voting results. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sophie Paul. The first item on the agenda is the report and accounts for the period ended 31st December 2023. I will now formally lay before the meeting the annual report and accounts, including the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2023. Together with the reports of the directors, auditors, and statutory audit committee thereon. I will now ask a representative of the auditors to read the report of the auditors, which is on pages 101 to 105 of the annual reports and accounts. Mr. Obi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board and distinguished shareholders. My name is Juni Okegbe-Miller. I'm a partner with KPMG, and I will be reading the audit report. The audit report can be found on pages 101 to 105. Independent Auditor's Report. To the shareholders of Dangote Cement Plc, report on the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the consolidated and separate financial statement of Dangote Cement Plc, the company, and its subsidiaries, together the group, which comprise the consolidated and separate statements of financial position as at 31st December 2023, the consolidated and separate statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, the consolidated and separate statements of changes in equity, the consolidated and separate statements of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes comprising material accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, the accompanying consolidated and separate financial statements give a true and fair view of the consolidated and separate financial position of the company and its subsidiaries as at 31st December 2023, and of its consolidated and separate financial performance and its consolidated and separate cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with IFRS accounting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standards Board, IFRS accounting standards, and in the manner required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act, 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Amendment Act, 2023. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, can I take certain paragraphs of the opinion as read, sir? I will go to page 105. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. Compliance with the requirements of Schedule 5 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, 2020. 1. We have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2. In our opinion, proper books of accounts have been kept by the company so far as appears from our examination of those books. 3. The company's statement of financial position and statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of account. Compliance with FRC guidance on assurance engagement report on internal control over financial reporting. In accordance with the requirements of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, we performed a limited assurance engagement and reported on management's assessment of the company's internal control over financial reporting as of 31st December 2023. The work performed was done in accordance with ISAE 3000 revised, assurance engagements other than audit or review of historical financial information, and the FRC guidance on assurance engagement report on internal control over financial reporting. We have issued an unmodified conclusion in our report dated 29 February 2024. The report is included on pages 106 and 107 of the annual report, signed by Goodluck COB FCA on behalf of KPMG Professional Services. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Duni Okegbemila. In accordance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the Statutory Audit Committee duly carried out their duties as required on the accounts for the period ended 31st December 2023. I now call on the Chairman of the Statutory Audit Committee, Mr. Robert Ade Odiachi, to read the Statutory Audit Committee report on page 96 of the annual report and accounts.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and fellow shareholders, distinguished shareholders, good morning. My name is Robert Ade Odiachi. I am the Chairman, Statutory Audit Committee of your company, Dangote Cement. I hereby present the report of the Statutory Audit Committee to you this morning. In accordance with Section 4047 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, 2020, and Section 304 of the SEC Code, the members of the Statutory Audit Committee of Dangote Cement Plc hereby report as follows. We have exercised our statutory functions under Section 4047 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, 2020, and we acknowledge the cooperation of the board, management, and staff in the conduct of these responsibilities. After careful consideration of the report of the external auditors, we accepted that the report, financial statements, give a true and fair view of the state of the group and company's financial affairs as at the 31st December 2023. We confirm that 1, the accounting and reporting policies of the group and company are in accordance with the legal and regulatory requirements, as well as agreed ethical practices. 2, we reviewed the scope and planning of audit requirements and found them adequate. 3, we reviewed the findings on the management letter prepared by the external auditors and found management responses to the findings satisfactory. 4, the accounting and internal control systems is constantly and effectively being monitored through an effective internal audit function. 5, we made recommendations to the board on the appointment and remuneration of the external auditors and also reviewed the provision made in the financial statements for the remuneration of the external auditors. And 6, we considered that the external auditors are independent and qualified to perform their duties effectively. The committee therefore recommends that the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2023 and the external auditors' report thereon be presented for adoption at the annual general meeting. Signed by me, representing Nicholas Inyamali, shareholders representative, Sharif Yusuf, shareholders representative, Olakunle Alake, non-executive director, and Mr. Ernest Ebi, independent non-executive director. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert Ade Odiachi. I will be pleased to answer questions that you may have on the reports and accounts before we proceed to the next item of the business. BC.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Directors, Regulatory Authority present, distinguished shareholders, good morning. My name is Mrs. BC Bakari. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to be very, very brief because I've earlier sent my question through the company secretary. Mr. Chairman, my first comment is going to be on the unclaimed dividend. Of course, I congratulate our companies for another successful year. I want our company to look at the unclaimed dividends that grew to 4.7 billion. This is on the high side. I want the company secretary to take note of that. Secondly, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the entire board, management and staff of Dangote Cement Plc on the Platinum Award organized by Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and NGS Regulation Limited as the best in class award for excellence in corporate governance award. Please let us appreciate the entire board for the achievement. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, I want to ask that what is the status of 6 million metric tons per annum Itori plant in Ogun State, which is a crucial step in supporting our export goals. Once again, thank you very much for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you very much, BC. Let me answer before I go to the next one. Well, I think the registrar can respond to the unclaimed dividends, which we don't know why people have really collected. So,
thank you, Mr.
Sophie, can you?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So there are so many initiatives that the registrars have taken to ensure that we reduce the 4 billion naira unclaimed dividend. As you're aware, if you go to your company's website, we are partnering with our companies to host a link. So there's a link for unclaimed dividend, where you can go and fill in your e-dividend mandate form. And during the distribution of your annual reports, we usually come with an e-mandate form where you can also complete and send back to the registrars. And then we get those from our third-party vendors, and then we update it. We are also collaborating with CSCS to obtain their bank mandates, where we can then pay those fees. Also, we're also doing a lot of education across our social media handles. If you go online, we are educating shareholders on the requirements that we need to pay those unclaimed dividend. So this has yielded positive results for this year, but we are hoping to work with our company and the shareholders to reduce that drastically. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you very much. The other one, to boost our exports, yes, it's true. We have already started the plant in Itori for another 6 million tons. And as we, speak right now, despite the congestion at the port, we are doing about 3 ships every month. We will continue to explore doing other ships, and also to reduce our cost of transportation. We are doing quite a lot in terms of buying CNG trucks, so that will also help to reduce our costs. Yes, Dr. Farouk.
Mr. Chairman, let me thank you for reducing the price of diesel in this country. I think we should clap for him. You have become a blessing to us, a blessing to Nigerians. You have reduced the price of aviation fuel, and what we have had, you are in the process of reducing the price of fuel. We are proud of you, Mr. Chairman. There is no Nigerian that has made us happy like you. Mr. Chairman, on a final note, I just want to again appeal to you to assist our sister, Alaja Kudaisi, who has been the most active supporter of Sir Nwosu's group. As when we saw her at NASCON meeting, Mr. Chairman, it was just like she is going. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your own contribution, Dr. Farouk. Definitely today the company, acting company secretary, he will get in touch with her and we'll do our level best. We'll assist her. Okay, 1 minute.
My dear chairman of Dangote, the president of Dangote, I am Sir Olatunde Okelana, the Balogun Olugban of Orile-Egban in Oyo State, and a justice of peace. I want to thank you most heartedly for what Farouk just said. During the time you try to, that you reduce the price of diesel, I benefited a lot. I will tell you why. I celebrated my 60th birthday on April 27. Before that day, diesel was 1,005. I got it for 1,050 naira. Later, 1,000 naira. Please give him a very round of applause. But my chairman, there's another thing I need to do for us. The price of petrol, please try it on time so that the price will force down. It's important. Then my chairman, can I painstakingly tell you today that my project in Ilorin that I told you about, I abandoned it because the cement is very high. See what you can do for us. I abandoned that project. You can imagine somebody who retire after serving 35 years in the Nigerian army. I would want to build a beautiful bungalow. But because the price is so high, you promised to assist me. That assistance has not come. Now that I've celebrated my 60th, that's the assistance I want from you. I'm not asking you to dash me. Give me a very good price. Let me complete my project, and God will continue to bless you. You bless this country. Everything will be okay. Thank you. God bless you, my chairman.
The price that you are paying today of cement is very cheap. When you look at this, cement went up by only 30% from December to date. I think the other components, if you look at them, they've gone 3 folds. People used to think because yes, the raw material is available, but every single, because of the nature of where we are, every single component of producing cement is dollarized. If dollar moves, those things, they move. We have gas, which is to generate power. If the gas is available, we used to pay per million BTU, the major million BTU, we used to pay 416 naira. And we've gotten even a bill up to 1,600 naira. So that is 3.5 times. You know, the mining trucks, to get the limestone out, we use diesel. The spare parts are not manufactured in Nigeria. We import them, so we pay. When we import spare parts, when we change our machinery, we import. Customs duty has moved from 416 to 1,500 naira. So every single component that we have has gone up 3 times. So we're actually absorbing also a lot of our heat. And you know, with your company, what we are doing, we're like subsidizing transportation almost everywhere, because basically our prices are like sort of the same. The price of cement in Lagos and the price of cement in Kano is not really any different, you know. So we do subsidize also, you know. We it's not an issue of the, yes, you know, people know, yes, but the cheapest part of cement production is the limestone that you have, and also the labor. And these are the smallest, when you look at it, it's not more than 10%. So we have to actually be, you know, realistic. It's just like you look at it now. If you go to the market, A4 has gone up 3 times. But you know, this thing is not only attributable to Nigeria. You look at, even in America today, food items, everything has gone up. It's not only Nigeria. So, but I'm sure government is doing quite a lot to make sure that things calm down. And we will also do our own part. Okay, one more. Sonny.
Mr. Chairman, I have just 3 questions. One is, when are you going to list the Dangote refinery for us to benefit from it? 2,
very soon.
2 is about the price of cement. Today we are having a housing shortage. Why? Because the price of cement is very high. So why don't you have always been doing good things to us. Why don't you further reduce the price of cement so that people who want to build can buy and build? The third one is that you used to surprise us. The payment date is on Friday, but I know you used to surprise us. You can pay tomorrow as part of surprise. You can even pay today as part of surprise. As you can see, me and others, we need to buy drug Friday, right? With the money.
Go ahead.
So the important thing is to know when you want to lease so that we can start saving towards buying Dangote refinery shares. So please, we want an authoritative statement from you to help us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Sonny. We will, you know, we always do our best, but you know, you can only do what is possible. Like what I said, even if you are building a house now, today, what will stop you from building that house are the other components, not cement. Cement is only maximum of 18% of building of a house. I cannot control the cost of roofing sheets. I cannot control the cost of windows. I cannot control the cost of sand. We cannot control the cost of even aggregates, which is the stone you use in mixing the distance. So you don't use cement directly, but you know, cement is more or less, when you talk about housing, people just look at cement. When you go and build a house, I will advise you, don't go and build a house until you do your calculations. So that, because if you take it based on cement price, that house you will never ever finish it, because the other components are by far much more. So base your own pricing on that. Iron rods, for example, which they call rebars, the iron that you need to put on the linter, it was about 280,000 before. Yesterday we bought 1.325 million. So, I mean, people should look at other areas so that we don't now politicize question of cement price. Even that one, yes, there was a bit of scarcity at one point, that it went up that, I think, to 14, 15. But right now, the price is 7,000 something. In fact, our distributors are not even making much money today. They rather go and buy diesel and sell, or buy sugar and sell, because, you know, it doesn't make, you know, sense at all. Okay, so maybe I think we should make progress, unless if... All right, I will take only one more question. So which one you should vote between you and Awo? Which one? Awo.
The chairman.
Oh, it seems that half of the people here, you came with them.
Chairman, before I run through the few items that I have here.
Oh, I'm allowing you only one question. You know, because
I just
Dr.
want to
Farouk
confirm.
already said that, you know, we shouldn't even ask questions, but I forced him that no, we should have.
Farouk is not current. Leave Farouk alone, Chairman.
No, he's current now.
Chairman, I was beginning to think that you are now an INEC, because you said you shouldn't talk about politics of cement, but you have now talked about politics of myself and Patrick. But I can tell you that Patrick lives in Abuja. He's only a visitor in Lagos, so he cannot be more popular than I am here. Chairman, talking seriously to the account, and I will be very brief, because anybody who has taken time to read this account will know that what is asking for in one breath, you will find, if it takes time to read, you will find the answer somewhere. But there are some of them that there are no answers, and those are the two major areas I will run through. But before I run through them, Mr. Chairman, I was beginning to think that the ladies on our board are on strike. If not for Madam Ifort being here, my thought would have been the ladies have abandoned you. But you tried to make up by calling BC Bakari first, and I understand your strategy, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, whether we want it or not, there are some areas that we must look at of growth. You've talked extensively in this account about growth, but I'm concerned about the growth of our business in East and Central Africa. And that's why I am concerned as to what we are doing with the two plants in Zambia and Tanzania. In particular, the growth in capacity in Tanzania that only went up by 2.5% in the year under review. I'll be interested as to what we can do to make sure that that plant can produce more. The second major area linked to the first, because that is the only way we can also do exports in that side of the continent. So I'll be hoping that we'll do a little more in Tanzania in particular as to growing our exports. Mr. Chairman, coming to managing our costs, I'm happy you talked about transportation, but I'm concerned about the cost of power, and I'm not sure what we can do and how we can do it better in terms of having to manage our costs. And I'm looking at, is this something, given the number of sunshine in Africa, whether we can begin to look at solar as an alternative to having to wait for grade A in terms of power usage in Nigeria. And Mr. Chairman, in terms of our borrowing, I don't know what we can also do slightly different. Because if you look at several pages on this account, if you take our borrowing vis-a-vis the interest cost, you begin to see that there's need for us to do something and do something differently. Chairman, I know that one of the things that you are going to booger about, because I'm told that you dance all sorts of music these days, is that you are going to tell us, I'm going to pay you 30 naira. But if you look at this account and you look at the length of signature of Fagbemi, who is in charge of finance, I think that the 30 naira that you are paying is shorter than his signature that signed the financial account. So one of the things I will be hoping that you do next year, Chairman, match the length of signature of the finance person vis-a-vis the dividend that you will be paying. Because I'm also hoping that next year, even when we give you approval so we can have virtual meetings, that you continue to encourage the company that quite a number of persons will be present at our meetings, because certainly they will bring value as to what we do. I will be closing on the note as to where you can make more money, so that I don't just tell you pay more dividends. If you look at page 7 of this account, what you are going to find is that Engineer Lake was stated as being vice chairman of industries. Just like some other persons who have spoken about other companies other than cement, they are going to pay advertising fees. So himself should pay advertising fees, and when the money comes, put it under other income, and that we can distribute as part of the dividend that will come next year. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I will not call you. I'm sorry. No, I'll call you later, but not now. Sorry. I think let me quickly reply to you. You know, we have Tanzania. The export of Tanzania will have, which is question about export. We will export from Tanzania, you know, cement. We are doing our level best to make sure that we export as much as we can. And, you know, definitely we'll bring you some, you know, good news, whether, you know, the areas where to invest. You know, sometimes you have countries where you have issues. It's just like us now. We have an issue to export cement to our neighboring country, which is Benin. We're still in talk with the government for the last, I mean, we're still in talk with them, but we've been talking to them for the last 15 years to be able to export. Our plant is only 27 kilometers. It's even less than 1/3 of coming into Lagos. So we will correct that. Zambia, yes, we have a plant there. We used to export to, you know, the neighboring countries, Zimbabwe and co. But I know sometimes in Africa we have all these issues about a bit of conflict here and there where they don't allow export to go in. Despite that, there is a regional market that allow for goods to move freely. But, you know, there are some hitches. We are also trying to resolve that. On the question of power, you know, on power today, if we say, yes, it's true, if we move to solar, it will be cleaner, cheaper. But the issue is that, you know, where are we going to get the money to condemn the equipments that we have already bought a couple of years ago to use gas now to go into, you know, solar? But we're addressing the issues. For example, in Benue, we had to condemn almost 65 megawatts of power. So when I say 65 megawatts of power, just to give you a bit of this thing, is what is 1.5 times what Kano consume, I mean what Kano gets. So it's not so, but those equipments are all condemned because they are using low fuel oil or diesel. But today in Benue, we are using coal. And I can assure you today, Benue is a cheaper producer of cement than Obajana. So we're doing quite a lot. We're not just sitting down doing nothing. So we're doing a lot. On interest costs, you are right. We have, you know, we do support also our distributors. We have more than 2,400 trucks, which we bought and we gave to our distributors to pay over a period of 5 years. And, you know, when we bought those trucks, for example, I'm just giving you an example. When we bought those trucks, interest rate, last year and a half, interest rate was about 13%. We used to get money at 13%, but today, money cost is 27%. And I'm sure some of you are even paying 35%. So that one, it is out of our control, but we'll try and keep reducing our, you know, production costs. But if you look at the industry, without quoting names, you see that, yes, our own production cost is cheaper than any of our competitors. So, and we're improving as we go along every day. We are going to improve. I'm sure when we come back to next year, we will improve, you know, this thing. We want to see that, you know, maybe by end of next year, majority of our trucks that we are going to use will be CNG. You know, it will be on gas. So that can reduce a lot of cost. Finally, my last answer is on dividend. The dividend, yes, it's true. We are not paying today. We are used to paying our dividends every Friday so that you can have a very good weekend. So, so we are doing that. We are paying you the dividend on Friday so that your weekend will be very good. You can go on a weekend. So definitely you will receive your check first thing on Friday morning when you wake up. Thank you. So since we actually don't have any further questions, we'll move to the next item. We now move to the second item on the agenda, which is declaration of a dividend. The Board of Directors has recommended that a dividend payment of 30 naira per share, subject to deductions of withholding tax, be declared for the year ended 31st December 2023 and made payable by 31st of May, which is Friday. The dividend will be paid from the retained earnings of 31st of December 2023. Are there any questions? Will you approve or will you disapprove of the dividend? Any questions so that we can move on? All right. So since you have agreed that we should move on, will the shareholder kindly move that a dividend of a 30 naira per share, subject to withholding tax and to be paid from the retained earnings as of 31st December 2023, be declared in respect of the year ended 31st December 23. Okay.
Thank you, my chairman. The name is Engineer Victor Engineer. I move the motion.
Thank you, Engineer. Will another shareholder please rise and second the motion? Mukhtar.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Alaji Otumba Mukhtar. Otumba Udolo Land. I hereby stand to second the motion.
Thank you, Otumba of Yoruba Land. I would like to call on the registrar now to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Esteemed shareholders, the voting period shall last 60 seconds.
Which one is it?
The voting period has now commenced. Please cast your votes. We have 50 seconds left. $40 seconds left. $30 seconds left. $20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Please cast your votes. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 113 shareholders holding 15,208,526,084 units, representing 100% who voted in favor of the resolution. One shareholder holding 500,000 units, all shareholders voted in favor of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sophie. Following the voting results announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution to declare a dividend of 30 naira per share for a period ended 31st December 2023 and pay from dividend. I pay dividend from the retained earnings of 31st December 2023 has been passed. The next item on the agenda is the election and re-election of directors. Before proceeding further, I would like to mention that the register of companies' attendance at the board meetings during the period under review is available for inspection in accordance with Section 284, subsection 2 of the Companies and Allies Act. At this meeting, Mr. Deva Kumar VG Edwin, Mrs. Dorothy Udeme Ufot, SAN, Ms. Halima Aliko Dangote, and Mr. Abdul Dantata are to retire by rotation from the board in compliance with Section 285 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, and being eligible, Mr. Deva Kumar VG Edwin, Mrs. Dorothy Udeme Ufot, SAN, Ms. Halima Aliko Dangote, and Mr. Abdul Dantata have offered themselves up for re-election. However, as earlier announced, Mr. Philip Matthew officially resigned his position as Deputy Group Managing Director, effective 30th of April 2024. Therefore, his re-election has been overtaken by events. Are there any questions before the motion are put to the meeting? Thank you very much. Re-election of Mr. Deva Kumar VG Edwin. I hereby move that Mr. Deva Kumar VG Edwin be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Will another shareholder please second the motion? Next one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Adebayo Adibola Adiremi. I second the motion.
Thank you very much, Adebayo. I would like to now call on the registrar to please conduct the voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting has now commenced. Forty seconds left. Thirty seconds left. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 135 shareholders holding 15,236,207,889 units, representing 99.72% who voted in favor of the resolution. 10 shareholders holding 42,537,885 units, representing 0.28% who voted against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sophie. Following the results of the voting as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution to re-elect Mr. Deva Kumar VG Edwin as a director of the company has been passed. So congratulations, Mr. Edwin. I will now move on to the re-election of Mrs. Dorothy Udeme Ufot, SAN. I hereby move that Ms. Dorothy Udeme Ufot, SAN, be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Would another shareholder please somebody?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Kabiru Abdullahi Tambari. I hereby second the motion for the election of our director. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Kabiru Tambari, for seconding this motion. I would like to now, I would like to now call on the registrar to conduct the voting on Deva Kumar Edwin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting period has now commenced. Please cast your votes. We have 40 seconds left.
Hmm?
30 seconds left.
Yeah, that's what Kule said.
$20 seconds left. Please cast your vote. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 122 shareholders holding 15,245,176,815 units, representing 99.78% who voted in favor of the resolution, and 11 shareholders holding 33,539,296 units, representing 0.22% who voted against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sophie. Following the results of the voting as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution to re-elect Mrs. Dorothy Udeme Ofort, SAN, as a director of the company has been passed. The next one is re-election of Ms. Halima Aliko Dangote. I hereby move that Ms. Halima Aliko Dangote be and is hereby re-elected as the director of the company. Will somebody please... Okay, the Baba there, the old man there. I'll come to you, don't worry.
Thank you, my indefatigable chairman. May God bless you. I Prince Agosaya, I so second.
Thank you.
From Bremer Central constituency.
Thank you very much. Can the registrar please conduct the voting?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting has now commenced. Please cast your votes. 50 seconds left. $40 seconds left. 30 seconds left. $20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 123 shareholders holding 15,245,176,815 197,244 units, representing 99.78% who voted in favor of the resolution, and 8 shareholders holding 33,507,587 units, representing 0.22% who voted against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Registrar. Following the results of the voting as announced by the Registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution to re-elect Ms. Halima Aliko Dangote as a director of the company has been passed. Re-election of Mr. Abdul Dantata. I hereby move that Mr. Abdul Dantata be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. With the shareholder, okay, madam, okay, so that you can be part of the meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Alaja Sarata Iyabode Balogun. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you, Alaja Balogun. The registrar, please, can you conduct the voting?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting period has now commenced. 50 seconds left.
Somebody, I think only they have.
$40 seconds left. Please cast your votes.
This 35 is the new one, right?
30 seconds left. $20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 85 shareholders holding 15,197,654,433 units, representing 99.78% who voted in favor of the resolution. 7 shareholders holding 33,507,585 units, representing 0.22% who voted against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sophie. Following the results of the voting as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution to elect Mr. Abdul Dantata as the director of the company has been passed. Now, the next item on the agenda, the next item is appointment of Mr. Alvaro Poncioni Marian. I hereby move that Mr. Alvaro Poncioni Marian be and is hereby elected as a director of the company. Would another shareholder please second the motion? No, him now. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you very much, our Chairman.
If I keep calling everybody, you will be here till tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
And I don't have lunch for you.
Ibekwe Roberts Adenoba, I stand to support that motion.
Thank you very much. The registrar, please, can you quickly conduct the voting?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting has now commenced. We have 50 seconds left. $40 seconds left. Please cast your vote. 30 seconds left. $20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 62 shareholders holding 15,197,605,722 units, representing 99.78% who voted in favor of the resolution, and 7 shareholders holding 33,507,585 units, representing 0.22% who voted against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Fong. Following the results of the voting as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution to elect Mr. Alvaro Poncioni Marian as a director of the company has been passed. Dear shareholders, I hereby present Mr. Diva Kumar VG Edwin, Ms. Dorothy Udeme Ufot, SAN, Ms. Halima Aliko Dangote, Mr. Abdul Dantata, and Mr. Alvaro Poncioni Marian as your newly re-elected and elected directors. I thank you very, very much for confirming them to be your directors. I now call on Mr. DVG Edwin to say a words of appreciation to the shareholders.
On behalf of my colleagues and myself, we express our gratitude for being inducted or being re-elected to the board of your company. We will continue to serve the company diligently and in the best interest of all the stakeholders. We thank you for imposing your trust on us, and we will uphold it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edwin. Next item on the agenda is the remuneration of auditors. Section 408, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 requires that their remuneration shall be passed by the company in general meeting or in such a manner as the company in general meeting may determine. Are there questions before we put the motion to the meeting? Okay, so we can go ahead. Since there are no further questions, we shall proceed. Would a shareholder kindly move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration and expenses of the auditors in respect of their ended 31st December 2024. Okay, the gentleman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Maybe they don't like Abuja people here.
My name is Jinodu Mustafa Ishola. I rise to second that motion. Jinodu Mustafa Ishola.
Thank you, Mr. Ishola. Would a shareholder would another shareholder please rise and second the motion? Okay, Ajuda. Abuja man.
Chairman, I thank you for giving me cover. My name is Patrick Ajudo. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you. So next time you join us by Zoom because they don't like Abuja people here. I would like the registrar to call, to conduct the voting, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting has now commenced. You have 50 seconds left. Please cast your votes.
No more votes. I think you should announce the results.
40 seconds left. $30 seconds left. $20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 62 shareholders holding 15,197,605,722 units, representing 100% who voted in favor of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Sophie. Following the results of the voting as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration and expenses for the auditors in respect of the year ended 31st December 2024 has been passed. The next item on the agenda is the disclosure of the remuneration of managers. In line with Section 257 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the compensation of managers is disclosed on page 137 of the annual reports and accounts. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the election of shareholders' representatives of the Statutory Audit Committee. Section 404, subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 provides that a maximum of 5 members of the Statutory Audit Committee, consisting of 2 directors and 3 representatives of the shareholders, be elected at an annual general meeting. The Act further provides that in the case of the election of the shareholders' representatives, the nominations should be received no later than 21 days before the date of the meeting. The Board of Directors have nominated the following directors for election as members of the Statutory Audit Committee. That's, we have 1, Mr. Anes Ebi, MFR. You didn't clap, I didn't hear you. Thank you. Then Mr. Olakule Alake. Since the board has made the valid nomination as required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, there is no need to vote on them. I hereby declare that the 2 directors are hereby appointed as members of the Statutory Audit Committee of Dangote Cement Plc. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 more seats on the Statutory Audit Committee to be filled in accordance with Section 404 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. We have 3 nominations, and they are 1. No, we have, yes. No, we have, sorry, as of 7th of May 2024, the company, the acting company secretary had actually received 109 valid nominations from the shareholders. Of these, 106 candidates have withdrawn their nominations, thereby leaving us with only 3 nominees, and they are 1, Mr. Robert Ade Odiachi, 2, Mr. Sheriff Yusuf Mojirola, number 3, Mr. Nicholas Inyamali. I think maybe he must have been stuck, you know, because there is presidential movement, so the road is blocked. Since there are only 3 valid nominations as required by law, would a shareholder kindly move that Mr. Robert Ade Odiachi, Mr. Sheriff Yusuf Mojirola, and Mr. Nicholas Inyamali be and are hereby elected as members of the Statutory Audit Committee to serve until the conclusion of next year's AGM. Would another shareholder please rise? Okay. The lady.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving me the opportunity. My name is Mrs. C.O. Obideyi. I so move that motion.
Thank you very much. Will all those in favor of this motion
Okay,
please
seconder.
signify by raising your hands? Okay. I didn't see your hands, though. All right. Thank you. Would anyone objecting to the motion please signify by raising his hand? All right. Thank you very much. As there are no objecting motions, I hereby declare that Mr. Robert Ade Odiachi, Mr. Sheriff Yusuf Mojirola, and Mr. Nicholas Nyamali be and are hereby elected as members of the Statutory Audit Committee until the conclusion of next year's AGM. Dear shareholders, I hereby present you the members of the Statutory Audit Committee who will serve until the conclusion of the next AGM. They are Mr. Anes Ebi, MFR, Ms. Olakule Alake, Mr. Robert Ade Odiachi, Mr. Sheriff Yusuf Mojirola, Mr. Nicholas Nyamali. Please join me in congratulating the members of the Statutory Audit Committee while wishing them the best in the service of our company. Agenda item number 7. The next item on the agenda is the ordinary resolution for the approval of the directors' remuneration. The directors propose the sum of 5 million naira per annum for the chairman and 4 million naira per annum for each non-executive director. These are the same amounts as in the preceding year. Would a shareholder please kindly move that the remuneration of the chairman of 5 million naira and that of remuneration of non-executive directors are 4 million naira for each of the non-executive directors for the year ending 31st December 2021 be and is hereby approved. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Brigadier General Samuel Adeshogun, retired. I so move.
Thank you very much, Brigadier. I now call on the registrar to please conduct the voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting period has now commenced. $50 seconds left. Please cast your votes. $40 seconds left.
Yes.
$20 seconds left.
What is this?
That's the amendment of the article of association so that we can hold meeting virtually.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 62 shareholders holding 15,197,605,722 units who voted in favor of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sophie. Following the results of the voting as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the ordinary resolution to approve the remuneration of the chairman of 5 million naira and the non-executive directors of 4 million naira each for the year ending 31st December 2024 has been passed. Agenda items number 8, 9, and 10. The next item on the agenda is a special resolution amending the company's article of association. Since item 8, 9, and 10 are interdependent, I propose that they be taken together. Would a shareholder please rise and second the motion? Balogu.
I'm Sir Olatunde Okelana Balogun Olugban. I so second that motion to do it as read by the chairman. Thank you.
Okay. Would a shareholder please second the motion? Okay. Take. Give him the microphone.
Thank you, the President. I trust you. I joyfully take that Adio A. Alex is the name. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Will the shareholder kindly move that the articles of association of the company be and are hereby amended as follows? By adding the following as the new Article 15 without substituting the former. General meetings and virtual participation. To the extent permitted by law, all general meetings, inclusive of annual general meetings, and any other meetings of the company may be held by teleconference, video conference, or other virtual or electronic means of communication, and any person so participating virtually shall be deemed to have attended such meeting in person and shall be entitled to vote. By renumbering all the articles consecutively from 1 to 52, the Board of Directors be and is hereby authorized to take such action as may be required to give effect to the above resolutions, and the acting company secretary be and is hereby authorized to make any filings at the Corporate Council Commission and the Corporate Affairs Commission as may be necessary or incidental to giving effect to the above resolutions. Would a shareholder please rise and second this motion? Not you. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, even though you are holding physical meeting today, which is the best, I want to have a caveat that we must also be careful. Nigeria are copycat. When we are doing these virtual meetings, sometimes the link will not be sent to you.
You are to second the motion.
Yes,
or you are not
I'm
raised.
going to second the motion, Mr. Chairman, because this is a thing would have said on the comment side, but unfortunately, I was not recognized, you know. So I'm just sending a note of warning that yes, virtual meeting agreed, but you must make it agreed. Virtual or physical. That's the way to go.
Thank you. So are you seconding the motion?
I second the motion, Mr. Chairman. Boniface, okay, sir.
Thank you very much. I will now call on the registrar to please conduct the voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. The voting period has now. The voting period is ongoing. We have 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The voting period has now ended. Thank you. We have a total of 62 shareholders holding 15,197,605,722 units, representing 100% who voted in favor of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Sophie. Following the results of the voting as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the special resolution to amend the Articles of Association to include virtual participation and voting in all meetings of the company and the renumbering of the articles consecutively from 1 to 52 has been passed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have actually come to the end of the agenda. On behalf of the board, I thank you for attending this meeting and express our appreciation for your continued interest in and support of our company over the years. And I pray that we'll have better results in the coming, in this current year that we're in. And may I request that, Sir Nwosu, he has one comment. After you finish your comment, you should give us closing prayer.
Mr. Chairman, my comment is that we should not put board responsibility on the company secretary except he's confirmed. Every action taken is board, not company secretary. That's item 10. I'm only correcting that is board, not the company secretary.
Board, yes, corrected.
You say I should give the closing prayer.
Yes, please.
Please, if you don't mind, I'm going to sit down to do that.
No, we can sit down and do it. Prayer is okay, whether you sit or you stand.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the success of this meeting. We pray that as we leave this venue, may we continue to be thankful for you, for good life and everything. May this company continue to prosper in everything they are intend to do or doing. Father, we pray that you keep the life of our president, that is the chairman of this company, so that next year he will be very agile and healthy to attend to all of us. I also pray for all the directors that they will all be successful in everything they intend to do. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for making this meeting successful. In Jesus' name I pray.
Thank you so much, Sir Nwosu, and thank you, everybody, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.